right, guys, welcome to Virtual Coffee. If you haven't got a coffee, go get it now. I got my iced coffee here. Mike's got his coffee going on. I got a wasp in the car. Jesus. I gotta put that window up before another wasp comes. There's like wasp. This humidity's coming up. I gotta put this window up. Hang on. Damn, I nearly got stung while trying to do virtual coffee. Boom, baby! Christine from Toronto, Mike from Toronto, Ben from Milwaukee, and I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. Guys, you guys watching this as a replay, welcome to the replay. We do virtual coffees every Thursday, usually between 10 or 11. Sometimes it's 10 a.m., sometimes it's 11 a.m. It just sort of depends on what's happening on the day. I try to keep it. We did it every day at 10. Then we went to like 3 p.m. in the afternoons due to a different schedule I had. That didn't work, so we came back to 10. Now it's like 11. So, guys, I appreciate you guys hopping on. I am going to be talking about a legend of the network marketing profession today. He is an online guru, and he's going to be sharing some really cool stuff with us today. But before we get into it, I want to make sure if you are watching this as a replay or a recording, or you are with us live right now, I would totally suggest getting a notepad and pen. I would totally suggest taking notes during this call, because if you are in the network marketing industry or profession, if you are in the affiliate marketing business, or you're in pretty much a business where you need to do organic sales, you need to produce time into getting a prospect involved in your business. And I really suggest that you guys just take notes, listen to these nuggets that are going to be brought out on today's call. And if you guys don't know this guy, first of all, his name is Mike O'Meara. He is from Toronto, Canada. He is at the level of director in his network marketing business. He has been, I believe, Mike, I don't want to do this wrong, but how many years have you been involved in network marketing?
About 5 years. 5 years.
60 years. All right, yeah. Mike. Mike's looking good. Mike's looking better every day because he has residual income. He's able to have more time freedom, and he's definitely over the period of the coronavirus pandemic and everything happening around the world. You know, Mike and his team had to learn how to, you know, strategize online, build their business online, and find a better way. All right, and so Mike has adopted the social media platform Instagram and is absolutely killing it. Like, I mean, sales are flying in left, sales are flying in right. They're just going in, and they're going in rapidly. Now, before Mike speaks, he's gonna tell us the nuggets. He's gonna give us the secret sauce. He's gonna tell us how he's doing it, what he does with it. And so, guys, I promise you guys want to listen in. And if you are on Instagram, by the end of this recording, by the end of this live stream of the virtual coffee, while we're sipping on our coffees, taking notes, you'll want to get on Instagram and apply what he tells us today. So, Mike, my man, the legend, Mike, can you please welcome to the call, brother, and man, take it away.
Nick, thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate you. Hey, man, I need to talk. I'm gonna call you every morning. I'm gonna call you. I need to get you as my pep talk, just to definitely get me going every single morning, so I can have you during the morning and the afternoon, evening, whatever. You're gonna be my prep talk. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for having me on the call, man. So, yeah, I've just, you know, I've really just, you know, I've loved the platform of Instagram. From day one, I've loved it. So. For me personally, Instagram, I truly feel is a great way for you to really be able to, you know, create rapport with people, especially with strangers. You know, so I kind of go backwards a little bit. I started building my network marketing company. I started building my business in the United States of America, and I had a really deep, warm market. You know, I was a DJ when I saw network marketing, and you know, I was a DJ, and look, you know what I mean? I had a warm market, and I had a lot of people in that market. And I started building, which was great. It was fun. It was cool. Business started building, and then I wanted to move home. I wanted to come back. I'm from Toronto, Canada. That's where I'm from. So I wanted to move home, but I've been away from home for about 11 years. So I had to go back to a cold market, which was home, which was family and all of that. But I had to get good, learning how to meet people. I went to networking events. I did all that. Okay. So usually what I did was I would actually go to networking events, but I would use my Instagram as a funnel, honestly. You know what I mean? I would literally just have people add me, kind of just funnel them in, build rapport, kind of just give people a timeline of my life on Instagram, and kind of just so people can look at that people look at your Instagram, look at the profile to see, what are you about? What are the things that you do? You travel? Will you have anything to do with music? Whatever you're doing. So the Instagram platform is truly amazing. You can design it the way you really want to design it. And I've always been focused on, my past has been music, now travel, business, and certain things. So when I'm, on Instagram, especially during the pandemic now, where, we're all online, definitely, I have a script, and major shout out to Nick yesterday for giving me that, what is it, WordPress, I believe it was the app. Yeah, amazing app, or WordBoard, I should say. WordBoard.
It is. WordBoard is
Yes.
dope, man.
Yes,
How good is it?
WordBoard.
It helps. It helps so much, man.
Man, it's
And
amazing.
it is great. It is great, man.
I actually just updated it about, I got that exclusive pack or whatever I could, for like $30 or whatever. I just did that about an hour ago.
Sweet.
So perfect. So
Nice.
so that's perfect. You definitely want to have that app. You're able to have your scripts on there, whatever whatever you need. It's perfect. But what I look for is, when I post, let me talk about what I do. When I post, you got to create, first things first, you got to really create, the foundation of what you want your page to look like. If it's travel or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to have a specific focus on what people are going to look at. They're going to look at you and kind of think about who you are without even knowing who you are. So definitely keep that in mind. I would highly recommend to definitely, if you're on a personal account, get on a business account. The business account will give you the analytics. They'll give you the best time people are watching your account. Just gives you everything you need to know. How many people are looking at your profile? Everything that you need is right there for you. You're able to see it. So I know that I'm able to look, and I'll post. Another great app is Later. Later app that I use, later.com.
Okay.
You're able to go on there, and I actually preset my post. I'll preset my post throughout the week. So I'll take maybe an hour once a week, and I'll literally just pre-post everything. It'll post everything for me. Sometimes I post on my social media. I don't even know that I even post on it, okay? Because everything's preset, which is absolutely amazing. I set it up, and I post it at the time where there's most traffic. There's most people watching, my Instagram page. My brother just sent me a book, basically an ebook on basically breaking, learning how to really be able to break the Instagram algorithms. Being able to, number one, engagement, Instagram looks at your, how many people are you engaging? You know what I mean? It's social media. You got to be social. Okay. So number one, they're looking at how many comments are you commenting on other people's posts. Okay. Also, for stories, what I've noticed is, being engaging, asking questions. I use a lot of polls. So one thing about it is that if you put up polls, you ask people for their opinions. Polls is actually driving people who are not on your page to your story, which eventually will get to your profile. Okay, because people start somewhere and they start roaming around. Okay, so polls is also great. If you have I like to do it with travel. So, hey, what do you prefer? Do you prefer this beach or that beach? Whatever it is, I have it. So using polls is absolutely amazing that I use. Also, hashtags.
Mike, my man,
Yeah.
Man, I know you are releasing all the dynamite right now.
My bad.
I no, it's great. I just you're going so fast, and I'm like, man, this is so good. I'm like, I gotta keep up.
Right.
So, man, if anything, I need, yeah, this is good. And Mike, I didn't want to stop you. I guess I did. You know what? I didn't structure this properly. I should have asked you on how you got started in network marketing for starters, and I know you sort of told us.
Sure.
So let's recap of what you've gone over so far,
for sure,
because it is amazing value.
Sure,
okay.
For sure.
Okay. So first, you started as a DJ. You started building your network marketing business in America. decided to move back to Toronto, Canada, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, man.
Yeah.
And and then now when it comes to Instagram, obviously you got the WordBoard app, and that's where you have tied in your Instagram message scripts. Okay. Then there's another app called Later.com or Later.
Yep.
Later.
Later.com.
Okay, cool. And that is to schedule your Instagram post at a later time or a scheduled time, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. And now, okay, so we're gonna come back into Instagram, but let's just go. Let me ask you this: is Mike, on a daily basis, how much time do you roughly spend on Instagram creating a post, and then obviously once you create the post, is obviously there's an algorithm. I know you're talking about that in some way or coming up soon, right? And then obviously commenting, as you mentioned, and you're waiting for people to comment on your stuff and then to be right back on the fire and commenting back, or are you going out and liking other people's posts so they can see your post in their news feed, and then they start liking yours, and then it's like that cycle. So if you get to the first question is, how much time do you spend on Instagram? And then we'll get to the next one.
Yeah, for sure. So all my posts are pre-post. So, everything is pre-post. I don't spend any time on posting. I do it maybe one hour, maybe 30 minutes for the week. I'll set it up. So that's 30 minutes right there for the whole week. Okay.
Okay.
I'll spend time on my stories. So I spend time on my stories, but most of the time I spend on Instagram is actually engagement. Okay. So that's me commenting, commenting other people's posts, liking other people's posts, just using the hashtags and, looking for a certain amount of people. Like if I'm looking for young millennials, I'll type in, college athlete, or I'll use the hashtags and kind of just sort out what I'm specifically looking for, maybe in a specific area. So, sometimes, I'll think and I'll say, man, I would love to be able to be in Florida during the winter time. Who can I go and search? Miami, Tampa Bay. I'll search these areas where I might be able to go and find someone in that area where I could actually build with that person. So I've done that before as well. So usually the most of the time I'm spending on Instagram is engagement. Why? Because, I had a past account that recently got hacked, but I just started a new account, which I'm actually grateful for. Why? Because my level of engagement is actually higher than it was on my old account. Because I've just learned the algorithm of Instagram. Yeah, my engagement, I'm literally commenting, and yeah, that's really what it comes down to, really.
Okay. And when it comes to the algorithm, I know, like, I'm not sure if you know this, but with Facebook, before you do a post, you should do around 10 to 15 minutes of liking, love hearting, commenting, and when a comment is more than 4 words on Facebook, to then set the algorithm, then do your post so you have high engagement on the post. Is it similar to Facebook? There's a massive plane going over, my bad. Or is it different on Instagram? Like, how many words would you say you have to do in a comment? Do you have to do specific hashtags in the comment always, or is it okay? Or you want to tell us sort of how to set that algorithm up?
For sure. So what I try to do is I try to engage with at least 7 people every single time I'm in that engagement mode. So literally, I try to shy away from just like one emoji, like, people will just send an emoji or whatnot. I actually try to engagement.
Sure.
So definitely that is important. So you want to definitely at least say a couple words. Which is definitely important. But yeah, so I'm usually trying to say some words, but also, I'm definitely trying to stay engaged with them as much as possible, for sure.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Boom, baby. Now, I got a question for you, Mike. Because I know this might be a question that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
You see Instagram people, you see a lot of people with a huge following.
Yeah.
Right. And then obviously you just said it. You said the bread and butter, man, is like you got hacked and you started a brand new profile on Instagram, but now you have higher engagement. And I'm not sure if you had the same amount of followers that you did last time, but I know this as, even if you have a high amount of followers, like we're talking about 20,000, 50,000, whatever, doesn't mean that all those followers you're engaging with, or they're paying you, or they're joining you, or they're doing business with you. Doesn't mean that, right? Am I right?
No, that
Okay.
means 100%. You know?
Cool. So, if and I guess if you want to talk about this, and I'm not sure how many followers you have. Like, I know I have I think I got 300 followers, so I haven't got a big following, but I know my engagement. I got a higher engagement when it comes to my Facebook stories and like me liking and commenting on posts. My engagement's good, and I know a good some of those followers, have paid me or are part of my business or my network marketing business, right? And so, would you say any tips or tricks on how to increase your following, but also have a highly engaged amount of followers,
right,
over just a mass amount of following?
Well, when I had my old Instagram, I was DJing, so I had a lot of people who were following me because of the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then I switched. You know what I mean? Like I went from the DJ to the travel guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people were looking at me like, "What's wrong with you, Mike?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that audience is different. So the engagement, I could tell, wasn't really. It was people didn't know me of that light, so it was weird. So that's why I guess, I'm grateful that everything happened the way it did, because now I'm able to cater that page really to be able to, to the people who I wanted to, or business, travel. That's where my focus is at. But also, one thing I've got to get better at is video. Video is key. Instagram actually looks at how long you can actually keep a person engaged onto your page. So you make a post and they actually counting the amount of seconds that person is actually looking on your actual post that you make. Okay. That's why video, if you're, you see a lot of comedians that are killing it on Instagram right now. Why? Because they're making these crazy videos and their people are high level of engagement is just skyrocketing.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. So video is huge.
It's
I
key.
will say that it's key. It really is. I got to get better with the video because I just, my posts are all, mostly, as I said, travel. But, I definitely have to get better with the video, mixing in the business with the travel as well. That's the vision for my page.
For sure. Okay. And all right, so Instagram, we got the message board app for scripts. Yeah. We got the later.com app for scheduling the posts. And you said around 30 to 60 minutes a week setting up all your posts. And do you do a post once a day, would you say, or do you do it every 2 days? Do you do 2 posts a day? When would you say, when should people post?
Quality is everything, right? So I tell this to people, quality over quantity. Okay. If you're going to post anywhere between maybe 1 to 3 times a day. Okay. But just don't post just to post. If you're going to make 1 post per day, make sure it's quality post. People want the real authentic you, right? I try to shy away from quotes that are not my quotes. I try to shy away from those type of things. Be interactive with people, ask them to, comment, hey, leave it like a call to action, basically, you know what I mean? On a post, tell them how you maybe, your opinion on something, or, your past experience, and then ask them their past experience on a trip, or, a business call, or whatever it is. You want to have that level of engagement, because what happens is I've just noticed that I actually average more comments in my posts now, because people are commenting. Always comment back. Don't comment them back with just an emoji. Actually say something back to them, because Instagram's watching everything. That's what pushes everything up to the more of a priority, for sure.
Wow. Okay.
100%.
Okay. And then, so that's a post. And then when it comes to like Facebook, so Instagram story, because I know you can also, with the Instagram story, you can post on Instagram, and you can also share it to Facebook at the same time. So what would you suggest? Is there like, you should do an Instagram story as well every single day on something you're working on, or something you're passionate about, or something that you want people to come into? How would you schedule your Facebook story? Instagram story. Instagram story.
That's a great question.
All this stuff.
That's a great question. So for me personally, what I like to do is I'll actually, when you connect, you have a business account, on Instagram, it forces you to have like a business Facebook account. Like you can't post your Instagram business to your actual personal. It's weird. Okay. It's really weird how they do that. Okay. But what you could actually do is you could actually go into your Instagram settings and you could actually have every post that you post onto your story saves into your actually your camera roll. Okay, so your actual camera roll, every time you post something on your Instagram, automatically saves, and you can go save it onto your personal Facebook story, which is good. Okay. Also, what I highly recommend is actually create your own Facebook community to where it's away from the actual personal context that you have on your Instagram. You want to create your own world with your own community of people, travel, so forth and so on. A lot of people don't like what I've noticed. A lot of people like Facebook, they don't like Instagram. Instagram, they don't like Facebook. Why is that? Because a lot of people, one is more pictures, obviously, right? Facebook, I feel like is more, obviously more words, more opinion. People are more confrontational on Facebook. So what I highly recommend is people don't want to see what you're posting on Instagram on Facebook. Okay. Like don't take that. I see a lot of people who do this, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. And I used to do this, is literally taking the same post, the hashtags, and then put it onto your Facebook personal page, right? People don't want to see that, to be totally honest with you. They really don't, right? So what I highly recommend is to start a Facebook page, a Facebook community, where no matter what industry that you're doing, if you be in travel or any type of business, health and wellness, whatever, create that community where you could actually drop people on into that page where, you're adding people now in, and they're going to be more upset. They're going to accept what's being delivered, but also you could maybe throw in, prices of whatever type of business that you're doing. And it's creating that community within the community, if that makes sense.
Boom, that's some Instagram bombs right there, baby.
Right. I'm letting it all go today, man.
That's good, man. That's good. I know, and I know this. And if you don't mind me asking, Mike, because I don't know, I'm not sure if you even know your numbers, but I know as in network marketing, and you've used your Instagram strategy, and you're doing. I'm pretty sure you're doing it every day, right? And that's really what you and your team is. Your core focus is. You're signing up a whole bunch of people via Instagram, and these people you're signing up. Where would you say you're finding these people, and what sort of people are these people, and what do they do, and all that sort of stuff?
Right. Honestly, I will say that's a great question. When I'm on Instagram, I have a script that I use, and honestly, what I'm looking for is the, maybe someone who's in their, mid-20s, or, depends on whatever. I'm able to kind of look and see if they're, athletic. I like athletes, number one. Why? Because they're driven. They're, they've already, know how to work hard. They got some type of work ethic if they're, a high, type of athlete at any college athlete or whatnot. So literally, for me, that's what I'm looking for, is when I'm doing that, which is important.
Okay. So you're, I have other business. We call it like your dream client, or you can say your dream prospect, or your dream student. So your dream, okay, so it's more athletic because they have a competitive sort of edge to them. They take action fast. They know when they see opportunity, they take it. And so that's your dream prospect. Love it. Awesome. That's good. It's gold. For sure. How would you tell someone beginning with Instagram and building their business via Instagram, how would you help them find that dream prospect, or that person they really want to bring into their business or into their product? How would you help them find that type of person?
For sure. Number one, be authentic. I think a lot of people on Instagram are not authentic, and a lot of people just kind of lose themselves. So number one, be authentic, and start, you're going to start from the ground up. So, start posting, start actively. Don't care if you got, 20 followers or 500 followers or 10,000 followers, post. Okay. And start posting. And then what will happen is if your content is good, people will like that. They'll gravitate to that. They'll relate to it. okay, which is extremely important. Also, another target market, I forgot to even mention this. Yeah, the athlete is what I look for, but network marketing is 80% women. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like 80% women, they dominate this industry. You know what I mean? I mean, my top income earners on my team, my top producers are women. You know what I mean? The two out of the three top producers on my team are women. It's just, that's just the numbers. I don't play them. I don't, you know, when I send my script, I'm very clear, I'm, you know, 32, single, but at the same time, you know, I'm very clear. This is business. I'm here to make money. I'm here to help you. I'm not here for any other reasons. I make that very clear in my script, so they know. And also, I want my page to and my story. You know, I post the books that I read. I post a lot of these different things of my everyday life, so people could feel like, all right, this is a person that, you know, I might want to follow. You know what I mean? This is somebody who, you know, is a learner, or someone who's, you know, could be able to teach me how to, you know, be able to kind of get wherever they want to get to. So yeah, my script is very, I'm looking for the athlete. I'm looking for the driven, the entrepreneur kind of minded lady who is definitely, you know, definitely has an influence, so forth and so on. So you're actually allowed, I forgot to mention this too as well, but actually you're allowed to actually send on Instagram about 10 messages per hour before they actually start, you know, blocking you or any type of spam or whatnot. Okay. Yeah, flagging you down. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. And your scripts, man, Mike, obviously they're copy and paste, and then you're making it maybe a little bit more personal by adding their name in there, or sort of tweaking it maybe if you feel like you have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So around 10 messages on the hour until Instagram says, hey, Mike, no more for the time being. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're doing around 10 an hour. And how many messages do you feel that you send out on a daily basis for your business?
I would say about 50 messages a day.
Okay,
you'll
cool.
get, if you send out 50 messages, you'll get about anywhere between, I would say maybe 5 to 10 responses. Some people don't look at their Instagram. So it goes into a different box, right? So it doesn't go into their main Instagram. What I do is, number one is I'll go like I'll like 3 photos, you know, on their page, follow them. Okay. And then I'll send them a message. Okay. Because what they're doing is subconsciously, they're going to see who liked my photos, who's following me. They're going to look at my profile.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's when they're taking that 7 seconds of you making a first impression when they see that 7 seconds on your profile. That's what they're doing.
Boom.
Right,
so like 3 photos.
Yeah.
Follow them.
Yes.
They'll check out your profile. Then and then you send them a message, and they'll obviously get that notification as well, right?
Yes, they'll get that
notification.
notification.
It's like a 1, 2, 3 follow for. It's like a 5-step.
For sure.
All right, 5-step sort of formula to getting their attention.
For sure.
Okay, cool. And then, Mike, I'm not sure if you can share it. If you know the number, how many people do you think you and your team have signed up to your product or your business in your network marketing company?
Through Instagram?
Yeah.
I would just speak for myself, man.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, that's mainly how I'm, you know, unless I'm going back into the archive and I'm reaching out to old friends or whatnot, you know, that's how I do it. That's how I've just learned the skill of turning that stranger into a warm market. You know, I want that person to really feel like I'm in their corner. Right. And I've learned. So some of the things, I'll say this real quick, Nick. First thing is first, okay, is, you know, even I do this when I'm on a testimonial call, or even if I'm even if I'm at a networking event or whatnot, I have 7 seconds or 10 seconds, the first 10 seconds to make them laugh. That's what I do. Like, I have 7 seconds, the first 7 seconds, I'm cracking a joke, I'm doing something to break down that wall, number one.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
Like
that's what I'm doing. Right.
Cracking joke, guys.
I'm cracking jokes, right? You gotta say something. You gotta do. You gotta have someone. You have to have something that's gonna break down their wall. So especially even women as well, because they're already you're coming at them and they're gonna ask you, what do you want? That's what they're asking themselves, right? What is it that you really want? So cracking a joke, But also, you know, on Instagram, for example, they'll ask me, I'll send the script and they say, hey, let me know some more, especially a lot of more women will say, let me know more information before I hop on a Zoom with you. Okay.
Sure.
Well, I got that pre-script set up too as well.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I got that to where,
Damn.
hey, this is some information about the company, you know, and I kind of give them an example of, hey, this is what the competitor's doing. This is what we're doing. And then, yeah, and then I leave it with if that information interests you, let's hop on a Zoom and I'd like to show it to you. I'll show you the savings, and I'll get on a Zoom for 15 minutes, show you the savings. It'll blow your mind. Every single time they say yes. Why?
Wow.
Because for me, it's that I don't need you, right? I'm sending you this information. I don't need you, but I would love for you to see the information. That's what comes across. That's how it comes across.
Yeah, right. Wow. Okay. And so I know you've had a bunch of Nike athletes, Adidas or Adidas. I call it Adidas. My wife calls it Adidas. Right. I know what everyone else calls it.
Right.
And you've had a whole bunch of track athletes. You've had, you know, LeBron James join the bloody team. You know, your business is booming with athletes, right? And I know due to COVID, there haven't been training or working with their sponsorship as much, but now coming out of COVID more and lifts are being banned, obviously when they're joining you in the business, this is about the business, when they're joining you in the business side of things, are they going, you know, they're putting daily effort into it? You're finding the people that you're attracting, are they doing the action on a daily basis and they've been producing? And then the next question is, let's start with that question. When they've been coming in, have they been producing? Have they been teachable and coachable? Have they been a pleasure to work with, and have they produced results?
So, yeah, I'll say this. I got a few athletes on my team, a buddy of mine who's in Kansas City, Missouri, and he's a bodybuilder type, you know, he's definitely comes from a track and field background. And look, some people take effort, some people take action, some people don't. You know what I mean? That's just the numbers. That's just how the numbers work, right?
Sure.
So one thing I will say is, they know how to move faster than the average person. Why? Because they train daily. They understand that the daily disciplines of success, right? So they understand that I got to do something every single day to move forward. But also on the, you know, even with things opening up, they understand the power of a residual dollar rather than what they're doing right now with sports. That's the power, right? So like, they understand, like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go play, you know, football. You know, there's people on our team that, you know, going to play football at, different places, and they got, you know, track and field. But they also understand and they know, once football's over, what's next? What are you gonna do? I was in the same boat when I was DJing. Why? Because I was DJing, but I knew it wasn't gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So what am I gonna do next? That's a lot of millennials' fear. They might be in a certain space right now where, all right, I'm cool. A lot of people's fear right now, you know, what's going to happen next, right? So they always going to know, well, the residual, there's no other fun way. I tell people there's many ways to make residual money. But, you know, for me and what, you know, I'm truly passionate about what I do. And I truly feel like, just like everyone else, everyone listening to this call should feel like your product is the number one product in the world, right? You know what I mean? So I feel that way, right? So it's just, you know, I feel like this will be forever home for them, because they know that they're going to get paid off the work that they did before the lockdown happened. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. And then obviously when they're getting started, are you just duplicating the same Instagram system or strategies that you've been doing with them? And then you're like, hey, what I did with you is what I'm going to give to you. This is how you do it. Right? Are you doing it that, or are you doing it, or there are other ways you're doing it on top of that?
Warm market. So what's great about this is that, you know, I don't even really introduce the Instagram world to everybody, right? Because, you know, sales, you know, you buy from people that you love and you trust. You know what I mean? That's just how sales work, right? There's a skill that you have to really be able to take a cold market, and there's work. It takes energy. You got to, you know, turn that cold market into a warm market. I have friends that I used to talk to, I haven't spoken to in a while. Well, you know, they're now cold. I got to now make them warm again. So I've been working on that a lot, where I have a lot of people I've been out of touch with, where I'm now putting them back into my warm sector, I should say. So everyone still has a cold market or a warm market that used to be warm. Now it's gotten a little bit colder. Just work on getting them back into that warm space again. Find out what they need. Find out like, hey, everybody need or looking for something. You know what I mean? They're looking for something, no matter if it's, health and wellness, travel, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Financial, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They're looking for something. You got to find out what can you provide for them that's going to bring value into their life. You're doing it for them. You're not doing it for what you're trying to do or trying to accomplish. You've got to ask yourself and say, look, what can I do to provide value into your life?
Right. Fantastic. That's awesome. That's awesome. And another question, Mike, is,
For sure.
okay, they're getting started. They're joining. Let's say they have pretty good engagement and have a high following on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Are you obviously, and you said you only choose a selected qualified people you think who could deal with the Instagram strategy.
Yeah.
For those people that have a high following coming on board, are you helping them like, hey man, you got a great following. I see you're engaged. I like your stuff. You could be really like successful here using the Instagram strategy.
Right.
Are you telling those people then to do Instagram?
Yes. So I have, a couple people on my team that, I'll share those nuggets with. But also what's extremely important is with Instagram, most of them already have a type of, you have to have some type of influence, you know what I mean, with Instagram before you could ever really start engaging with people. Because people are looking at your page. That's the number one thing they're looking at. If they're looking at your page and saying, wow, this is different than what I'm usually looking at. Who is this person? They're asking themselves these questions. So someone who doesn't really have who doesn't post much on Instagram or has the old photos and all of that, I tell them, look, take these next couple of months and just take the next, month, post every single day and just build something to where people could look at you and they could like, all right, this person has some type of influence. So a lot of millennials, they're posting. So, they're posting but everyone's got a warm market. So number one, I say, look, everyone's got 10 friends where they could go to, show them the deal and go from there. Right. And then, because I just want them to learn the game of speed, right? So really just teaching them, you already know 10 people, you already know 20 people, 30 people, whatever it is. Look, let's get to those 30 people first before we even looking at Instagram, and then creating that speed. I know they could set up appointments with 30 people faster than they could set up with appointments with people on Instagram.
Yeah, wow. All right, man. I got two more questions with you, and I'm going to open up to everyone else who's listening in if they may have any questions. But the next question is, man, I know, as we're in the internet marketing world and we're online, and we haven't been doing much belly to belly, as they call it in network marketing. What if the people that you bring on, and I'm not sure if you have this issue, what if they don't want to show their friends and family the opportunity or the business or the product because they don't want to bug friends or family? I'm not sure if you've heard that or that's come across in your business. Let me ask you, has anyone that you've signed up online or just in general, have they said, I don't want to talk to my friends and family, how else can I do this?
They might not say it directly, but by their actions, they might say it indirectly.
Okay. And if that's the case, if they say, hey, I don't want to do friends and family, I'm happy to go a little bit slow if that's the case, what would you say to that person coming on board? What would maybe another strategy that they could go, if you have a strategy or that you could sort of help them with? Because I know it comes down to, as you just mentioned, influence, credibility. Yeah. If they haven't got influence or credibility on social media, they're really not going to have any luck at all until it's built to a certain level. They've built rapport, relationships, they've got trust. Then they can start, doing a call to action or offering what they're selling, right? So have you got anything else, any other tips or tricks or strategies that you would implement?
Building belief. Yeah, 100%. They've got to build belief in the product and whatever they're selling. That's number one. You know what I mean? If you're not ready to go share this with the closest people to you, that means you don't believe in what you got. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. If the people who you are close with, you don't want to share it with them and you'd rather go share it to a stranger. Why is that? Because that stranger, you'll never see again. So it's all good. I don't have to worry about it. Right. I'll
Yeah.
never see that person again. But that friend, that's a friend of mine, or that's, you know, a family member. I'm going to see them over and over again. So I stem them there. I feel like they're maybe not ready for that blow, that rejection. You know what I mean? There's a fear factor in the way. So look, you know, you get, you know, have to pump line them into our system, our leadership system. We have, you know, calls that we do in the morning where, you know, helping people create belief in themselves and, you know, and just understanding more of the product. We do, Monday night calls we do. We have a product training where we, you know, get everyone on the call for 15 minutes, and we have a Monday night training call. So there's a lot of things that we do, but there's some people who get involved and they're ready to roll. They're ready to run. They're ready to go fast. But then there's a majority of people who have that, I don't know if I could do this, or I'm not ready to share this with my people. It has nothing, honestly, just has nothing to really do with the product. It's just their belief in the product and the belief in themselves.
Sure. Great, man. I love the response. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I want to get your view. I want to get your view on this, because I know you've, since COVID, online, Instagram, social media, has been killing it. You've been killing it with your business. Let's go internet marketing, the online way versus belly to belly. What do you prefer now that you've had a platter of all different types of strategies that's worked for you? Yeah. What do you prefer to do, and what's like your vision for you and your business and your team, and, you know, where it's sort of going?
Well, you know, before COVID, I was the belly to belly type person. I felt like I was the type of person where I would set up the 7 presentations every single night, come here, come back here, you know, come back and see the same presentation again. I truly believe after this now with what's going on in the world right now, you know, those days are numbered. Those days are over, to be totally honest with you. My personal opinion. People are buying online more than ever before. It's just that simple. People want fast. People don't want to, they don't want to have to go drive somewhere for information. They want to be able to see it straight from their smartphone, and which is exciting, because I didn't see this, you know, the beginning of March. I didn't see this as actually being a business where you could actually run, you know, 100% online. Now I know I said this to you, Nick, the other day, but literally I'm trying to start planning out where I want to be during the winter months. There's no reason why I got to be anywhere cold in the winter months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
You know, where can I be during the winter months, Florida or, you know, California, wherever I could be, where I could still continue to build my business. I would have to say this as well. I have my team is stretched out all across North America, South America as well. I've never felt more united as a team now, because we are on Zoom every day. We're contacting, you know, we're in contact with each other daily. Before, I was only in touch with the people that I was on my team that was in the Toronto area. That was it. My people in New York, Los Angeles, Arizona, different spaces that I have, I was not in touch with them. I was lost with them. I didn't know what was going on. Now we have this unit, everyone together, which is cool. I truly believe now, in my mind, anytime we're going to get together, number one, it'll maybe be on a team trip somewhere, but also if it's, you know, in the, like, say, Toronto area, those get together, those are just bonding. Hey, let's go bowling. You know what I mean? Let's go build the team camaraderie together. Whenever we get together, it's not even talking about business, because the business is now online all the time now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The times we actually do get together now is going to be, let's go out, have a great time. Let's invite some of the people that might want to join our team. Let's get them in a part of our culture, and not business, no business talk. Let's have some fun. You know what I mean? That's what I'm excited about, really, once the world starts getting, you know, back to, you know, the way it was, for sure.
Wow. Yeah, man, that's it. That's cool. That's really, really cool. That's awesome, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro.
And Mike, you know, where can people find you on Instagram? Like, is it Mike O'Meara?
Mike.O'Meara on Instagram. You know, MIKE. Yeah, MIKE.OMERE. Cool. That's my Instagram. Sure.
Awesome. And then what sort of content do you usually produce on a daily basis?
So usually, content for me is, it's business travel. You know what I mean? That's just where the
Lifestyle
content
and all that.
lifestyle, for
Nice.
sure. But also just, I want, especially for my stories, what I try to do is I try to have it to where people are learning something. I want them to learn something. I'll post the books that I'm reading. I'll post the different quotes and stuff like that, to where people are coming back, because it's not something that's just they're seeing everywhere else. They're learning something on my story. I want to be very, educational as well.
Yeah, right. Awesome. Awesome, Mike. Well, I know Andy from the UK, from London is on the call. I got
Yeah,
Ben from Milwaukee.
yeah,
And look how cool we're on a Zoom. Madison,
yeah,
Milwaukee, UK, and Toronto, Canada. Like,
man,
this is the power of online, right?
yeah,
Andy or Ben, do you guys want to unmute yourselves if you guys have any questions for Mike?
yeah, for sure.
Andy, you
Yeah,
had a question, big fella?
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah,
Yep, can hear
Cool.
you.
That's cool. Yeah, this is obviously I've got quite a big following on Instagram, and it's all organic. I don't do anything on it at all. I've left it literally, and that was like probably January, February time. I had about 20 people on there. Now there's 2,000. I haven't done anything on it. All I've got on there is travel pictures, things like that. And what I've done is that stuff you said about going and speaking to people and liking their posts, making comments and adding value. And they've come back to my stuff, added comments, added value and stuff. So I think what's probably happened there, and I'm just wondering, I was thinking to myself, how the hell am I getting these people? I've not done anything. And now I'm thinking, if I did something, that could be a bigger figure. Let's put another zero on the end, maybe, So I'm just thinking what you've said there with how you do it, the steps you take and stuff. With the scripts and stuff. I use the text band. That's what I use on the Android stuff. Same thing. So I just put the same messages up and stuff like that for different stuff. But I've also got like another set of messages on the computer. So I actually do the online version as well, on the computer itself, and I post messages from there too. And I find that basically, again, when you make more engagement with people, they're more likely, like you said, to come back to you, like your stuff, engage on your stuff, start asking you questions. And obviously, my question for you is, when people come back to you sort of from Instagram or wherever they come and find you from, what sort of thing are they asking you initially? Is it like, how do you do this thing? What are you doing to get so many people? What questions they ask?
Yeah. So usually when people are asking me questions, I get the, hey, what do you do? I know I see a lot of people will, they'll it's crazy because, people will see your page and they'll kind of think like, oh, who is this person? You know what I mean? Like this, you could really, on Instagram, you could really make yourself look like, the thing about it is just stay authentic. That's what I tell people. If you're really traveling and taking pictures and doing that, that's you. Like, own that. Be cool with that, right? The only thing that I tell people is just don't post things that are not really you. Don't do that stuff, right? So I try to stay, I say as authentic, 100% authentic as, as possible. So that's the number one thing is people I'll catch them. I'll see them engaged and I'll watch. I'll see the people who watch my posts. I'll see the people who watch on my stories and they're the first ones to watch on there. I'll see that little stuff and they're indirectly telling you, hey, you're cool, man. What do you got going on? You know what I mean? Pay attention to those little things because those are real for sure.
Yeah. So with that in mind, they've seen it. And obviously when someone looks at your stuff, you get like a list of all the guys that have looked at it.
Right.
How do you, my question is, how do you actually get to those guys? So when I say engagement can be literally, they just look. That's engagement. They don't have to say anything, they have to comment and stuff, because people misunderstand engagement. And obviously, for people who are watching this, obviously, on a replay or whatever, they're going to obviously ask the same question. So when they even just look at stuff, and I do the same on Facebook as well. Mm-hmm. When they're green, I'm in there, when they're on i.e. they're green, good to go, and they're looking at what I want to look at. What do you ask them? Do you ask them focused questions on what they've looked at, or is it something else? Because obviously if you're following someone who's looked at lots of your posts, and you see them being a serial, sideline person on the beaches, what do you do to get them to actually take a little more action?
I look on what they have going on their page, and I'll look and find the commonality. Or what I'll do is I'll crack a joke. You know what I mean? I'll say something. I'll do something. I'll crack a joke. I'll do something. You know what I mean? But I'll just say, how's your day going? I'll just spark conversation. really.
Yeah.
But I'll either, number one, look and see, you know, I'm a just sports junkie. I love sports. So if you got any type of sports on your page, we're talking about it. Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, like you already know, right? So I'm going to do that, number one, okay? Number two, I'm going to crack a joke. I'm going to do something along the line of really just being able to create that form. I don't ever really come at that person as and I've done this in the past, and I've noticed the huge difference is, you know, come at them with, you know, too aggressive or too salesy. That could definitely be something that pushes them away, for sure. But yeah, just be authentic. It'll come up, you know, like whatever, you know, they're going to ask you the question when they feel comfortable asking you the question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hope that answers your question for you, Andy.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Boom. Sure. Andy, great question, man. Ben, you got any questions?
So I guess my question, I don't even remember the date, but I had Instagram a while ago. And then when I started getting more intentional about online marketing and whatnot, I created a new one. And this was 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
And 2016, 2017, whatever it was. And then I was trying to be more intentional about marketing, being that type of person. And I have been through a couple different businesses. I had tried this Instagram automation tool that I believe was actually a bot, where they would be doing the follow unfollow method, posting on my behalf, things like that. And I feel like that might have gotten not necessarily the best either engagement or the best followers. And so I might have a couple thousand following, but no, not the engagement or the right audience. And I guess my question is, looking at that, and on my part, I haven't been the most consistent in posting. So there's no way of like looking at those measurements and the analytics of are they really engaging, or is it just because I'm not posting enough? But is it worth exploring starting a new page and just starting over from that standpoint?
How many photos do you have on your page right now?
I'd have to look. I'm not sure. I do have a lot.
Okay.
That I have over the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
This was all. I did this all pre where I'm at currently.
Right. Cool. So yeah. So really, you know, to answer that question, you know, for me, what I would do is I would simply evaluate it and say, you know, what I currently have on Instagram, is it where I'm trying to go right now? Does it match what I'm doing? I think you're going to be able to more or less answer that question for yourself. I can look on your page if you like, you know, and kind of see, you know, specifically, hey, this is where I'm trying to go. This is where I'm trying to redirect where my image is. Does this fit it? And what I used to do was, my old account, I would actually delete some of my old pictures because it just wasn't what, you know, who I was, you know what I mean? You know, and who I formed myself to become. So literally, I would say, you know, that number one, you know, ask yourself that question. Man, I would say later.com, you know what I mean? And you go later.com and you go download the app Later. It saves you hours upon hours on hours on posting. And literally you could use that app, set your post up. If you want to do 2 posts a day, set it up before you go to bed, wake up in the morning, whatever it is, literally set it up. Game changer for sure. And I would definitely focus on that for sure. Is there any part of that question that I'm missing, Ben?
No, I don't think so. It's really going to be evaluated, and I can follow you on Instagram, and you can check it out what I've got. Sure. And I've changed my handle a few times, and just it's kind of been a smorgasbord in a sense of things that have changed over the time. So it's the consistency, the design of who I want to be, and it's like, do I have enough there to take what I have and remake it, or is it easier to just start over and try to build a better engaging audience? For sure.
Yeah, that's up to you. What I'd say this to people also, you know, like a lot of people say, man, I'm trying to take an Insta or a social media break, or I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And I'm like, dude, like, no, you can't do that now. You know what I mean? Like, not in the world we're living in right now. You can't take a social media break. Learn how to control yourself on social media. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, focusing on that way rather than focusing and just shutting down, you know, and being this person who is in network marketing, but you're not networking. You're just shut down social media. No one even knows you even exist right now. So don't be that person, right? So just take it little by little, gradually, over and over again, and you'll see it. Just engage and just do those little things. Post on the stories, and if you don't have anything to really, if you don't know what to post something that's going to educate other people in a way where they know that they're going to have to come to you to really be able to learn something new. You don't have all the travel pictures. You don't need all the travel. You don't need all that. If you're reading, if you're an active reader, share what you're reading. Okay. With people, if you have a certain person that you follow, share their post onto your stories so people could actually see that, to where, they know, who you are. I've had people that I re-engaged with where I was high school on my new account. They follow me on my new account before I even said a word of hello to them. Got in conversation, people are like, man, you seem like a very focused entrepreneur. I don't know. I mean, like, I have never spoken to them. They're just looking at my page and seeing, what's there. So yeah, just don't overthink it. Just let it organically happen. You know what I mean?
Boom, boom. Wow, look at that, guys. Nuggets, dynamite, crack a joke, and get on Instagram. Follow Mike O'Meara on Instagram, guys. He'll give you tips, tricks, and hacks. This guy's a beast. Mike O'Meara, thanks so much, man, for hopping on today's virtual coffee. This is going to be shared in the Facebook group. It's going to be shared online somewhere. It's going to be on my YouTube channel, guys. Check out Mike O'Meara. He's got Instagram strategy courses, systems, all this coming out very shortly, guys, as well. That's going to be attached as a real nice complement to his network marketing business, guys. Mike O'Meara, thanks so much, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
Guys. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, everyone, for hopping on. And if you guys are watching this as a recording, make sure you see in the description below or above, wherever it may be, to follow Mike O'Meara, guys. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate everyone. Thank you, guys. Cheers, guys. Bye.